Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm back. I haven't went nowhere. I was just handling some things in my personal life, and to be honest with you, I didn't feel like doing any videos. But I'm back, and I want to talk about this whole George Zimmerman thing. If you guys haven't heard, George Zimmerman has challenged any celebrity to a celebrity boxing fight. When I first heard about it, I started laughing because, I was thinking in my head, I would love to get in the ring, with this Pillsbury doughboy bitch and beat the shit out of him. But, I've been watching a lot of people's videos, a lot of different interesting perspectives out there. Some people actually shock me with their perspective. But, I'm not on no let's all get along type of thing or worrying about what white folks are gonna think, or should we assault George Zimmerman. I'm not on none of that. I look at it like this. This is a man. First of all, let me put this out there. George Zimmerman is not a celebrity. So, for him to even come out and say he wants to participate in the celebrity boxing fight, I think it's ridiculous. But he continuously does things to keep his name out there and basically to stay relevant. This is a guy who murdered a 17-year-old minor. That was minding his own business, wasn't bothering anybody. And I look at it like there's nothing to lose. I know a lot of people were saying, we go out here and we beat the shit out of George Zimmerman. We're playing into certain stereotypes, or some people were saying you're a coon if you want to fight George Zimmerman, or what is this gonna solve? And I understand those perspectives, and then you have people out there that like, hey, let's beat the shit out of him. And one of the first people to come out and say that was the rapper The Game. You guys are not familiar with him. He's from Compton. Known for getting into a lot of altercations. I can remember when I was at this is about maybe 2 years ago. I was at the Compton Swap Meet because they was having like a little, I think it was a radio station or something out there, and I went down there, just to enjoy the atmosphere. And happened to be some gang members out there, and they started talking mess to the Game and everything, and he came off the stage and was ready to fight him. So Game is very confrontational, and he won't hesitate to punch the shit out of you. And I didn't blame him for saying that he wanted to step in the ring with George Zimmerman, because I would love to step in the ring with George Zimmerman, and I guarantee you, I'll put my whole paycheck on. I will beat the dog shit out of George Zimmerman. But I look at it like we have nothing to lose. I know a lot of people saying, we go out here and we beat up George Zimmerman, or we harm or whatever, we're playing to stereotypes, but we have nothing to lose. Trayvon Martin is dead. He's not coming back. We didn't get any justice. Okay, we had people mock him in the media, talk about Trayvon's parents. We saw how they ridiculed Rachel Gentile. Excuse me, that's her name. I forgot her name on top of my head. I think it is Rachel Gentile. But we have nothing to lose. And no matter how we look at it, we're still going to be looked at as dangerous. We're still going to be looked at as niggas in some people's eyes. We're still going to be looked at as a threat to society. So I look at it like, hey, if we can get in the ring, or somebody can get in the ring and beat the hell out of George Zimmerman, hey, more power to him. I'm not going to hold him back. I'm not thinking about no media, no CNN, none of that. Go in there and whoop this bastard's ass. I would pay pay-per-view to see this fight. So, that's basically my input on it. That's how I feel about it. We have nothing to lose. Somebody can get in there and whoop his ass. Hey, go right ahead. Cause I damn sure not gonna stop him. But another thing I thought about was, who actually would give him a good fight. And to be honest with you, I would like to see Trayvon's father get in there, and whoop his ass. And I was talking to some of my friends. I threw out Vin Rames. Who else did I throw out? Jim Brown. I threw out a whole bunch of people. Debo. I heard some people saying that. So it's a lot of people that want this guy's head. And the way I look at it, hey, He deserves ass whooping. I'm not gonna hold him back. I think we need to stop worrying about what people gonna think, because Trayvon is dead. Okay, so it's no coming back from that. There is no making that up. Once you take a life, that's it. So that's my opinion on it. You guys give me your feedback if you want. I'm out.